Hey, what's going on? I'm Ryan Coogler, writer-director of Sinners, and you're on Get Wrecked with Straw Hat Goofy.
Wake up, Juju. Time to go to work. All right, can we talk about wake up, I get it, I get it, wake up, I get it, I go with everyone saying I'm up next. It's not my fault that the vocals are gold, that making the haters so upset. My life is a movie, the way that I roll. They saying I'm goofy, but baby, you know I'm making everybody upset. Cause we the best, how we get wrecked, and I know we gonna get wrecked, we gonna get wrecked. We're gonna get wrecked, we're gonna get wrecked. We gonna get wrecked, we're gonna get wrecked.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Straw Hat Goofy, Juju Green. You're a movie guy, and you already know what it is. We are here with the writer, director, producer of Sinners, his new film's fifth film with Michael B. Jordan, Ryan Coogler. How we doing, my guy?
I'm good, bro. Happy to be here.
Bro, I'm telling you, I've been telling everybody this is episode 3 years in the making. You know what I'm saying? Like,
was that 3 years ago?
It was 3 years ago, man. We first met on that red carpet, Wakanda Forever. Damn. And, you know, before we get started, I really have to, like, take the time out to let you know, bro, man, like, that moment changed the trajectory of, like, everything that I've been doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it started off with just a moment of me just wanting to, like, let you know how much I appreciate you, your work, what you do for the culture. And the fact that you were just so welcoming and so open, so humble to, like, actually, like, sit, talk to me, find out who I was. And, you know, we were able to kind of, like, build a relationship from that. Like, it's meant the world to me, bro. Like, it really has. Like, for the most part, like I said, you've been an inspiration to me, but I was just happy to, like, have that moment with you. You know what I'm saying? I was just happy to just, like, get that. That's all I needed.
I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you sharing that, man.
Yeah.
But congrats, man.
Of course,
like,
man.
like it's been amazing to see what you're doing, bro. And y'all can't believe it's been 3 years.
It's been 3 years, man. Yeah.
It's mind-boggling.
I'm telling you, bro, you're the reason why this podcast exists, to be honest. I'm pretty sure I told you this before, but that time where it was at the missing red carpet, like, I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. Like, I was, like, not feeling it that day. Like, I was kind of tired. I was kind of, like, beat and whatnot. Like, I think I just moved into a new spot, and I was there just kind of, like, you know, see a movie, you know, kind of get out of my head a little bit. And when you was there, like, you was the same way, like, very caring, very kind, like, very humble. And, you know, we were chopping it up there, and you asked me this question that was, like, that really, like, in a way changed my brain chemistry, where you said, like, you know, you're making cool videos and everything, but what are you trying to do with it? And it wasn't like you were pressing me, but you were, like, genuinely curious about that.
Yeah.
And, like, it was that question that made me go, damn, like, I don't know what I'm doing with this. Like, I am just kind of, like, out here just making videos just to make them. But, like, if I want to, like, create something out of it, what am I doing? So, like, I sat there and I thought about it for a long, long time.
That's crazy, bro.
And so that's when I was like, yo, like, you know, a podcast would be really cool. Like, I do love yapping about film, and I like yapping about the people who make it. And, you know, once we started getting that ball rolling, I texted you. I said, hey, you're the reason why this whole thing exists. Like, I would love it if you could be on. And once again, you came through and said, hey, whatever happens, we gonna make this happen. Like, here's some information, and now we're here. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I love
later,
it, bro.
Like, I really appreciate you, man. Like, I really do.
No, that's big, bro. I mean, like it's always you know, the reality is, man, one story like that, how you just shared how you got to the decision to make something happen, and now it is. Yeah. And people gonna take this on and listen at home, you know. And I think that podcasts are interesting because it's radio essentially.
Yeah.
But it's radio on demand. Like, somebody made a choice to press play, as opposed to, you know, passively having it on and listening. You know, I think a lot of people are gonna listen to it that's at a place maybe you was at, you know, like you just described at that, you know, at that premiere. We was at the Alamo, wasn't we?
The red carpet for Black Panther?
No. For Mission.
That was at the Alamo.
Yeah. And I think, like, you know, people, I listen to podcasts when I'm in that zone.
Right.
That's actually my go-to. Like if I'm feeling contemplative about something specific, you know what I mean? I throw a podcast on, and I think that your story is gonna got more stories.
Right.
Where people gonna be at home thinking, listening, and hear that. Oh yeah, man. When Juju said he was going through, he had to decide to do, you know.
Right.
Man, and that's what I think is it's so awesome about it, bro. You're gonna influence people probably you might not ever meet.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That, yeah.
at least you get to tell me. You know,
exactly. And I'm happy to be here telling it to you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a dream come true.
Yeah, it's powerful, man.
Yeah, man. But like something I wanted to like open this podcast up with you about is like, you know, not everybody gets that opportunity, right? Like not everybody gets to meet the people that inspires them and get to create something off of that. Usually it's kind of like it happens like out there somewhere, and then hopefully they'll meet somewhere down the line. Yeah. But it's also very rare that like the person, you know, it's the whole thing like don't meet your heroes type of thing. Yeah. And it's like very rare when you do, like they're exactly what they've been told and that is advertised. Yeah. I want to know, like with you, I just joked about it and I keep joking about this. You are an extremely humble dude, despite the fact that like you're so talented and you're so like what you do for the culture is like undeniable. And I want to know, like, where does that humbleness come from? Like, where does that begin for you?
Man, humility, bro, is one of those concepts that I struggle with in terms of like understanding it. You know what I'm saying? Like I use the verb, but it's such a versatile word, bro. Right. Like what I try to do with myself, is maintain perspective, you know, constantly. And it's a survival tactic. Right. For me, it helps my mental health. And it helps, I think, protect me from losing that perspective. Right. If that makes sense. Because I work in a craft and in a business surrounding that craft, where, you know, what I make, it has to work for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like it has to, you know, when I tell a story, it can't just work for people who came up like I came up. Right. Or it can't just work for people who in a position that I'm in right now. It's got to work for effectively every position. Universal. Somebody can be in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's got to work for every type of person who came up every type of way. You know what I'm saying? Like in my ability to make things that can work for people who have that perspective, you know, that is the full extent of my usefulness at my job. You know what I'm saying? The moment I make something that don't connect, you know, I'm done. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so that I have to actively maintain that perspective. The issue comes with, you know, this is an industry where I found entertainment where it's a lot to be gained from people building you up and tearing you down. You know, like it's
you go either way.
Well, yeah, man. Like, and it's very dehumanizing. It's not personal. You know what I'm saying? Right. You, like for instance, you got the live going, and it's people. They might say, "Hey, man, like, hey, man, man, Coogler's awesome." Yeah. Right. But if you watch that long enough,
you'll get the one.
Somebody's gonna say, "Man, that dude sucks. He's the worst." You know, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen it. Like we read the comment section, you see it all.
100%. Right. So like, and the thing is like, one of those things you read, it makes you feel good. One of them things you read, it makes you feel awful. Yeah. Which one of those things is true? The truth is that neither one of these people know me. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we were just talking about that earlier.
That's the reality. You know what I'm saying? And just like maintaining that perspective. You know, like I can engage with that in a much healthier situation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm not practicing the craft of keeping myself in reality, and walking on 2 feet on the ground and knowing that I put my clothes on just like everybody else. I got good days and bad days just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like I got days where I'm feeling it like everybody else. I got days where I'm not feeling it like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm in a position as a product of of me and my work ethic partially, but also as a product of a lot of shit I had no control over.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You hear this business like involves a lot of luck too.
It's almost, man. I had George Lucas tell me, man, it's almost entirely luck. You know, like I had him tell me, bro, that him and all his colleagues, you know, who have been referred to by many names. In a lot of film literature, they call it the film school brats.
Right.
The first guys to go to film school for college and then make it. You know, the Coppolas, the Scorseses,
the Spielbergs.
You know, like his contemporaries. And he said the number one reason that we know who they are today is because of their age and the time that they were born, and the fact that they came of age at a time when all of the other filmmakers were passing away.
Right.
So it was the loss of a workforce that was so extreme that they looked to the young guys and started giving them jobs.
Yeah,
like that. And he said that's how we.
That makes a lot of sense.
You know, like, and he said, he told me, looked at me in my face. He said that was it. It was not that we were so great or that we were so smart.
It was just a chance. It was
the chance of when they were born. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know,
it was almost like a might as well. Like, this is who was here.
Might as well, bro.
You know what I'm
like
saying?
that was how it happened for them.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not to take away from their work ethic and
of
their
course.
decision.
It was always there.
And all that. But he was saying they could have done all of that, and if those filmmakers that didn't age out, you know, they would have been something other. That had a different story.
Yeah, like how many great filmmakers are like that? Like we praise that, like not a lot of people know about, or like don't get the opportunity.
Totally,
it's a lot.
It's a lot that never got their shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that sadly would never hear. So I keep all of that in perspective, bro. Like so that for me is like, you know, if you want to call that humility. You know, like for me, it's me maintaining perspective of reality, bro.
Yeah.
I'm product of a lot of people supporting me. I'm product of timing. You know what I'm saying? I'm product of folks believing in me. You know, and I work in a business where that's like incredibly collaborative. You know, I'm only as good as the people who say yes.
Yeah.
when I got something I'm trying to make. Does that make sense? So
it makes perfect sense.
So yeah, bro. So I can't walk around here like
thinking you the shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, bro, it, like, honestly, like, I posted that video of us chilling at IMAX, and, like, people were just, like, rocked by your humility and, like, your realness. And, you know, I think everything you just said right now, just kind of, like, keeping everything in perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, I struggle with that for years, like, when I got into this, because, you know, it happened so quick.
Yeah.
And it took me a minute to, like, not go after people who always had something to say about me, and have to realize that whatever people had to say about me, it don't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? It's
less about you than it is about them.
You know what I'm saying? You know? And it's like, at the end of the day, the truth is, whether it's good or bad, like, you don't know me. You know what I'm saying? And like, we know what the truth lies behind, like, who we are. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy to hear you saying that, because like, I've been kind of going through that as like a personal journey of just kind of like let myself be the villain in somebody else's story, because everybody got their own story. And it has nothing to do with you. You're just a side character in that. So I find that very fascinating, bro. Like, I really do. But like, to take it like back, you know, even before you kind of got in this industry, like, I'm very curious, and that was like kind of like the premise of this podcast, right? Is like, I like to get to know people through like the movies that they watch, the things that they love, things like that. So I want to know, like, what was that movie for you that kind of changed your brain chemistry and made you go like, this is what I want to do?
So here's a rub, bro. Like, it wasn't a movie. Like, that changed anything for me, bro. Cause like, it was a teacher telling me that I should make movies.
Okay.
Because, and here's why, bro. Because my parents are movie people.
Okay.
You know, like they. So I grew up watching movies before I had a choice.
Yeah.
You know, so I was constantly, you know, my earliest memories with my parents involved movies. My parents were movie people. So and I was researching this project, and I found out my grandmother, who's 96, and my grandfather, who died shortly before, like right before I was born, essentially. that they first date was to the movies.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
And what's funny with the story, she told me he was trying to make out with her in the movie, and she told him we can do that after. Like I'm trying to watch.
Right.
This,
It's movie time. Right
yeah,
now.
it's movie time. So I come from a long line of cinema goers, bro. So I it was such a part of my life that what really changed my thinking on it was when I had a teacher suggest that I do it.
Yeah.
You know, that was the moment for me because movies was like air for me, bro.
Yeah. Was this like high school? Like, because I know
college,
you went to
my first year of college.
Okay.
I was 17 years old, my freshman year of college.
Did you know like what were you going to college for before?
Man, it was I was a football player, so like I was there on football scholarship, but I was there my first college I was there as a chemistry major.
Okay.
And then and it was actually tough, bro, with the labs and football practice. So
chemistry is hard.
I had to switch. I knew I was gonna have to switch. And they dropped the football program, so I got another scholarship to Sacramento State. And when I went there, I made the switch to finance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I took film classes as well, so it was like imagine me like a finance major or like a film minor.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And that's and correct me if I'm wrong, but that's where you met Ludwig, right? Like you guys like were.
No, I met him in grad school.
You met him in grad school.
Yeah, so I finished at Sac State undergrad.
Okay.
And then got in a USC film school for an MFA program, like a graduate program.
Yeah.
And I met Ludwig there.
Man, and y'all been rocking ever since.
Yeah, we've been homies since, man. Like we met. He was living in a frat house. It was a frat on Frat Row that got suspended for doing something crazy.
Okay.
And they opened up they rooms for the semester to graduate students.
Okay.
And one of my film school buddies was in there named Jay New from Tennessee. And Jay was living in there, and I went over and kicked it with Jay, and Ludwig was living in there.
Okay.
You know, that's how we met.
Yeah, bro.
So he was in the composing school, the film scoring school.
That's that luck you were talking about earlier.
100%,
you know?
bro.
That's that luck you was talking about earlier.
Life changing, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right,
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about some sinners real quick, but before we do that, the title of the show, Get Wrecked. Do you have a movie that you could recommend me right now?
Come on, man. I really do this, bro. I got 1,000 movies, bro. That's crazy.
Hey, if you could give me like.
Well, man, like, what do you got to give me more than that? Bro.
Okay,
like,
okay.
Like, what are you looking for?
Okay, I'm looking for something. Give me like a genre film, like something sci-fi.
What kind of
like,
sci-fi?
Give me something sci-fi.
Okay.
I can just see like the Rolodex like rolling in his mind. It's gotta.
I'm gonna give you the original Solaris.
The original Solaris?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm writing that down right now.
Yeah.
Solaris. That on Netflix?
I don't know.
All right. I'm on it.
I'll rent it. They got a Criterion one, I think.
Okay. I'll rent that if I have to.
Sci-fi, man. Sci-fi is tough. Cause I've been away from it for a while. Yeah, I've been away from it for a while.
I mean, would you consider
and sci-fi is kind of like sci-fi became like the lifeblood of the international blockbuster. Like for our
like Dune,
era.
like Denis Villeneuve.
Well, yeah, so it's not that it's oversaturated so much as like it's very seen.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like it's hard for me to rec a science fiction film to you that you haven't seen.
Yeah.
Because that tends to be the blockbuster medium. You know what I'm saying? Like for me to give you like a less seen science fiction movie, because that's what I want to rec. I'm not gonna rec you something I know you seen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
See, my favorite film of all time is a science fiction film, but like a lot of people, it's Her. By Spike Jonze.
Yes, that's sci-fi.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
and a lot of people.
Yeah, you
watch
told me
that.
that.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, Hoyte von Hoyteman.
You know what I'm saying? And so, like, a lot of people see that and like they don't necessarily clock sci-fi because they think sci-fi is bigger than that, but it's a lot more subtle, right? So
that movie felt big though.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Like some of the shots.
The cinematography is like sublime, bro.
Like I remember him sitting down in front of the screen with that big owl.
Yeah.
Catching him in Yeah, man. Yeah, Spike's great.
Dang, like you just pulled up there because I remember that shot where he's like outside and you see like the owl like coming behind him.
It's like it's showing a screen or something.
Yes, sir. Yeah. And then it's like the video game scene where like he's kind of like in this immersive video game and thing starts cussing him out.
Yeah, the video game
you know what I'm saying? But yeah. All right. If sci-fi is a little harder, did I just stump Ryan Coogler?
Nah, man. I mean, yeah, I'm easily stumpable. Yeah, but like I get you this so large.
But give me a romance then. I'm a big romance guy.
Oh man, that's my shit.
Oh shit.
Romance, like what kind you want?
Ooh, what kind do I want? Give me like coming of age romance. I'm a big coming of age guy too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coming of age romance.
There goes the Rolodex.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah, you know what coming of age romance I like is in education.
In education?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a very strong. That one kind of introduced Carey Mulligan to the world.
Oh, I love Carey Mulligan.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I was introduced with her with Doctor Who, funny enough.
Oh, well, yeah, maybe before
Doctor Who?
Maybe Doctor Who's before this. I'm not a Doctor Who guy.
Yeah, I'm a big Doctor Who guy.
So for me, and education introduced me to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's on my list now.
Yep.
That's on my list.
I mean, I got plenty of romances, bro. I could give you my favorites. You know what I'm saying?
Well, do me a favor. Text those to me when you got them.
Yeah.
And give them a list. Do it in an Excel sheet, whatever you got to do, bro. Like,
look, bro. I'll tell you another great one, bro.
Okay, hit me.
Like, have you seen Atlantiques?
Nah.
Natty Diop?
Nah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Atlantiques is I'll recommend you that.
Okay.
If you haven't seen it, I'll recommend you that before.
All right. I'm bold in this one.
Like that's also a coming of age romance, but that is an absolutely masterful movie.
Masterful.
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. I'll take it, give it a watch. I'll rent it if I got to.
Okay.
I'll put a review up on it.
Right on.
Say
Yeah.
Ryan Coogler recommended, you know? All right, so I want to get more into the Sinners, man, because like what I love about all your movies, and you let me know if like I'm clocking this wrong, but like a lot of them have this element of like parenthood and kind of like, you know, kids' relationships with their parents.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Creed, obviously Adonis, and all of them, right?
Yeah.
And so you have this element of like parenthood in Sinners that has to do with like the father of Smoke and Stack. What is it about this theme that kind of like attracts you to like making movies in this way?
Yeah, like I think parenting is like the fast track to personalizing the film. It's the first relationship
absolutely
everybody ever has.
Yeah.
You know? And it's the first relationship that defines everybody. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of work done around human psychology that points to, I think, the obvious factor, but that being the most important relationship you can have, you know. But yeah, like for this one, that's definitely a big part of it. But it's also not just like I would say the twins' relationship with their father is of all of the father and son, mom, kid relationships in the movie, that's the least important.
Yes,
I would say
absolutely.
I would say Sammy's relationship with his father is probably more consequential than that one, and really like, one of the twins self-identifies as a father.
I was just about to ask you that because Smoke seems more of like a father than like their father was, right? Like he's like the protective one over Stack.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And I like how you have Sammy, who's the story opens with him and his father, and like that's like the big relationship.
Yeah, that's the more important one, I would say.
And like
and the song is for
it's for his dad. Like, sorry father, I lied to you. The truth was scary, so I lied to you. Like I find it interesting that Sammy kind of like, I don't want to like spoil it too much because Craig's over here trying to cover his ears, but but I feel like there's a choice to be made where like you have his father who's a preacher, but then you have the Sinners, the two brothers, right? And it's like he's choosing like which like father figures to like follow in that type of way, So like I kind of like clock that because anytime there's like a fatherhood story, like I'll tell people all the time when it comes to fathers and stories, like I'm already a puddle, I'm already a mess, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
Like I'm kind of like sensitive.
But I think everybody is, man.
Yeah.
I was reading something, man, recently about how we developed, bro, I'm a butcher it, man. Hopefully there's some folks, some scientists, anthropologists at home listening to your pod, bro. But like, you know, I used to always wonder, and it's crazy. I talked to Lucas about this too, bro. In that same
you talked to Lucas
conversation. No,
same conversation.
We had one convo, bro. We had one real sit down convo.
Got a lot.
We've talked, you know, in passing, but he was talking about how, because he just had a kid. He was talking about how weird it is, how helpless we are. Yeah. Like as not just as a species, but as babies. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that functionality of us is unique to human beings. In that how we evolved, essentially our brains are massive, but we walk upright, so our hips are narrow. So we had to develop in a way where women give birth to human children way earlier than they would if we were another type of mammal.
Yeah. Okay. Like in relative to like their lifespan.
Yeah. Because if we were not bipedal, we could have wider hips, so a baby could live for longer in utero. Right. Okay. Before coming out, because like most animals, the baby version of the animal is able to like run around. Right. And they're more developed. If you look at like a giraffe or a horse fence, you know what I'm saying? The baby comes like walking, it can get up and go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, human babies are completely defenseless, and it was this paper I was reading was making an argument that fact that once a mom gives birth to a human baby, that baby's basically attached to them, and can't really do anything. Right. Kind of hurts their effectiveness. Because they got to watch out for the baby. Yeah. And they were saying like that fact about us was kind of like the delineation of you know what's thought of as being traditionally male, you know, go out and hunt and gather and you know for like that whole quality. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that aspect of us all being, you know, no matter how powerful you are, like, you know, you could be the most powerful person on earth, you know, head of a country in the military or somebody houseless on the street. We all came in this world helpless. You know what I'm saying? And we had a relationship with these adults
that was very dependent.
Usually, you know what I'm saying? That you know, and you come up, you transition from being physically helpless to mentally and emotionally helpless. And what is that relationship with these adults in your life that's supposed to, you know, quote unquote, look after you, protect you? You know what I'm saying? And be the shield from the world and the prism through which it's interpreted. So like, I think that's why when they see a father, son, kid in a movie, you immediately go into an emotional state. You know what I'm saying? It's because it is like shared reality. You know what I'm saying? So it's a hack, bro. Like for any storyteller. You know, like at the root of any of these, you know, stories and properties, you know, that's it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how many times you're gonna see Lone Wolf and Cub done. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's Mandalorian, it's Logan, it's because it works. You know what I'm saying? Super dangerous guy encounters a helpless baby. You know what I'm saying? And now
then a paternal kicks in.
And now we got now we got some stakes. Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's it. You had a baby to it. That's a stake.
Now you know, like you know, so that aspect of it for me is I mean that's what it's all about.
For sure. All right. I want to quickly ask about this and then get to the next center's question. But like in terms of like staying on this tip of like children and like them looking up to like the adults around their life. Like I clocked something in your 2 Black Panther films is that both of those films end with a child looking up at the current Black Panther. Totally. You know what I'm saying? Like you talk to me about the psychology behind that because like I really like, you know, when I saw that for the first time, I was like, this is the perfect way to end this film. It's like you have this young Black boy looking at his hero. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you had like, you know, T'Challa 2 in that movie looking up at
Shuri.
You know what I'm saying? So like talk to me about the like psychology between those two.
Man, it's hard to say, bro, because I'm removed from making those movies.
Yeah, right.
It's interesting because we found that ending for the first Panther, and then for the second Panther, we always knew that was how it was going to end.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but yeah, like I think you know, ending looking towards the future.
Absolutely.
You know, I think because so much of these movies are about that, man.
Yeah.
Are about the, you know,
are about
yeah, but it's also like nostalgia, right? You know, I meet, you know, like I just seen a critic out of Chicago, man, E-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a T'Challa shirt on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like T'Challa knocking out the Klan. You know what I'm saying, on his shirt. And the thing is like, you know, he's my age. You know, he's like, I think he's 40. But like, I'm sure his first interaction with that character was when he was a child.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you have somebody who's 40, like you know, and a relationship with this character goes back, you know, 30 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's always about, you know, I think he's gonna be a bigger fan of that than somebody who met the character when they was 30.
Right.
You know,
Absolutely. The relationship
is
a little bit deeper.
It's just
yeah,
you know, like it's always with those mythic characters, it's always about, like, I think the interaction of the youth. Mm-hmm. You know, and the youth who grow up with this myth.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, as opposed to those who discover it late in life.
Yeah. Jumping back into Senator, something that I wanted to talk to you at the junket, but we didn't get the time to, is I loved that there was almost a synergistic relationship, like a synergy between Remick and the stacked with just the whole black community there, right? It's like, you know, you have the Irish heritage and then the black heritage, and like I feel like a lot of people don't necessarily talk about. There's a lot of similarities of like what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like they're being stripped of like their religion, their way of speaking, like everything. Yeah. And so I found it very. Again, not trying to spoil it for you, bro. But I just found that the villain was so complex in that way. Yeah. Where he is someone who, on the surface, you could look at him as like a white man trying to tear everything down here, but at the same time, you're like, he's been through this. You know what I'm saying? Totally. He understands this. Totally. And like, there's like almost like an altruistic way at what he's trying to do. Absolutely. You know, I love that was put in the movie, but can you like elaborate a little bit more for me on like those? On
why?
Yeah.
Like for me, the movie had to be about blues music, and blues music is like a very specifically the Delta blues music. It's a very specific type of folk music.
Yes, sir.
You know, it is not the only type of folk music. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at music having a healing quality, you know, there's a reason why people who've suffered the most tend to have some of the most powerful music. You know, like some of the most infectious music. You know, and so I had all this in mind, and when realizing this was gonna be a vampire story, and you know, a vampire movie, I should say, and I wanted it to be like you know, because there's different types of vampire movies. Right. You have like a Dusk Till Dawn,
which a lot of people will compare this movie to.
Yeah, rightfully so. Like with Dusk Till Dawn. That vampire, that's a band of vampires.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, like it's not one leader.
They walk into like the den, and it's just like,
it's a den of you know, it's not one leader. Yeah, which is not to say that's not awesome, because you know, it is. Yeah, it's just different, right? Yeah. Like what I was very interested in was more of a Salem's Lot type of design to the vampires, where it starts with one. Yes. You know, like and that one is unique and particularly designed for this story. You know, and it spreads. I was very interested in the master vampire. Yes. And like the type of conversations that character can have, and what perspective he would have on this apartheid system in place. You know. And I thought it would be ironic if it's not his first rodeo. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I thought it would be very interesting you know, because the first time he's described is like this idea of, man, he's not what he seems. You know what I mean? Like the Choctaw character is trying to give somebody perspective on what they're dealing with.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Because this is a place where people are judged on the surface. You know, this is a place 100%. Where they got signs. If you're not this or this, you know, and that's confusing. Yeah. Like you know, when you try to you know, when you try to divide humanity and when you try to sort them into boxes, you know, that's always trouble. You know what I'm saying? And, and so they looking at this guy Remick as what he presents as, 30-something-year-old white dude, Southern accent. Okay, man, this dude is
part of the Klan.
Yeah,
like he got a bad news, you know what I'm saying? He's coming to tear it down. You know,
and the thing is like he's not.
He's trying to break down those boxes. He's like, I'm trying to create one.
Yeah, he's not racist at all.
You know what
I mean? But that's what he's, you know, that's what people are viewing him as, and that to me was like. That to me was especially exciting as a writer and as a director, where we could play with, you know, I could like throw you, I could throw you a bunch of fastballs, and then I throw you a slider.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He you know, ultimate slider. You know what I'm saying. Like because he looks like one thing, you know, but he's actually something different, so different that he identifies more with the black people.
No.
That's who he wants to be with. You know what I'm saying? That's who he wants to, you know, he want to be in that party.
Right.
You know,
yeah. That's the whole point. He was like, oh, I like this over here. We heard tell of a party. Like, I'm just trying to be with y'all.
Yeah, you're not joking. Like, you want to, you know.
And that's what I found like it's so complex about it. Because and I like how you took the conventions of the vampire, right? They're evil, they're like kind of like all consuming, they spread their evil and like kind of like you know, what's the word, they assimilate the town, right? But he's just kind of like, I kind of want y'all to be with me because y'all cool, like you know what I'm saying? Like I think we all want people.
He identifies with them.
Yeah, exactly. So I found that to be like one of the most interesting parts of the movie, and I feel like that's something that we all should be talking about, like when it comes to this film, because like I said, like you told me when we first started talking about this, is that this is a movie with vampires in it. Yeah. Right? And like I didn't understand. That's like an accurate description. After watching it, yes. Cool. I told Jack as well. I said after seeing your character, this movie feels like it uses the vampire conventions to say something bigger. Yeah. Like obviously, like I'm sure you've heard like all of this like before of like, you know, you and Michael B has been like working with each other like multiple times. We talked about this at the junket and whatnot. But what I want to talk about is like, you know, just like I think personally, like your relationship with Chadwick was just as strong, right? And like
as strong as me and Mike's.
Yeah, it was strong as you and Mike's. Like
it was different.
It was different, right? And I felt that. I remember going to San Diego Comic-Con and you revealed the first trailer for Wakanda Forever. Yeah. And the way you spoke about Chadwick was just so like, it was so revered and so full of love. And like, you know, obviously like this is when we thought like he had you know, another Black Panther on the way. Like this was the beginning of like another kind of relationship between you two. Yeah. And so like my question to you is just kind of like, one, do you have any like standout memories of like working with him?
Working with Chad?
Yeah, like working with Chad.
Yeah, thousands, bro. Yeah, thousands. What specifically you?
Just kind of like, do you have any moments like off of set, like you know, where you guys just kind of like
not working?
Yeah, when you're not working, you're just hanging out, you're just kind of getting to know the man.
Yeah, bro. Like I mean, man, nothing that I can share, bro. Like in good conscience. Yeah, it's like sure. cause he when we would link offset, it would be life stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like very heavy. I'll tell you this story. Okay. Cause this is one many people don't. I've never talked about this. One of the last times we linked in person, we went and got some food in LA, and it was like after the press tour, and he was in really good spirits, feeling good, and bro, we just talked about everything, bro. Like life and where things was at. His widow, Simone, is from the Bay Area. She's from Vallejo.
Okay.
So you know, and Zenzi and I live in the Bay still. So we were talking about getting together out there, because he was gonna go up and see her family and stuff. And towards the end of the conversation, you know, so I started talking to him about Panther 2.
Okay.
And what the story was going to be, and you know, I basically walked him through the whole plot.
Right.
And he was fired up about it, and you know, really excited, and was saying that you know, we laid the table the right way for that type of story.
Right.
And you know, what happened with him, you know, well known, and his producing partner and screenwriting partner and you know, best friend is a guy named Logan Coles.
Okay.
And I got to know Logan through Chadwick, and Logan and I have gotten closer since his passing.
Yeah.
When I showed Simone the movie, I had to show Logan the movie and his wife too. You know, like this is Wakanda Forever.
Right.
You know, and you know, Logan was you know, obviously emotional. We talked a little bit after. And bro, like some months later, bro, I get a text from Logan, man, and it's a video of Chadwick, and I open it up, man, and it's Chadwick in Mexico, at the pyramids, Tenochtitlan, the you know, big pyramid.
Right.
Chad was an elite martial artist.
Yeah.
And he's doing all his workouts, you know, and you can hear the Aztec flutes in the distance because that's where they sell the souvenirs.
Right.
But it's him doing this, you know, and this was before AI videos, you know what I'm saying? So if I saw
you
it today,
if I saw
it today, I'd have been like, yo, is this AI?
Yeah.
And I hit him back. I said, man, Logan, what is it? And he says, man, I just realized today that Chadwick took all of us on a trip to Mexico shortly after the film was done, at the end of the press tour and everything like that.
Right.
And they had a great time. And Logan said, while they was touring the pyramids, Chadwick wanted to work out. You know, so he just took that video. He said he didn't realize until after watching the movie that he was practicing. You know, he was out there getting ready for the script that I told him about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I told him about the idea, and he took his folks on a trip to Mexico City.
Right.
For them, they was on vacation. For him, he was prepping.
Yeah,
you know,
right. So you know? Wow.
So that's the type of guy he was, man. And Logan realized and sent that to me. You know, so I got a video of him in the you know, that's the closest thing I would have, you know.
Wow.
To what that initial script was.
Oh my gosh, bro, that's insane. Like you said, it's exactly what we talked about at the top of the pod, man.
Yeah.
It's like it's luck, it's destiny, it's kismet. It's just like, you know, it's kind of like all connected in a way. You know what I'm saying? And like thank you for sharing that with me, man. I know like that can't be easy. Like you know, I never had the pleasure of meeting like Chadwick, but just from his like, you know, just from his vibe, like this dude just had like a otherworldly vibe.
He's a different type of person, bro.
Yeah, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like with him, with him, you know, when Mike and I grew up together, bro. Chad I knew for a very brief moment in time.
Yeah.
Which like an insane level of impact.
Right.
You know. Yeah. Yeah, man. He was a shooter. There's nobody like that too, bro.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Okay.
Yeah.
It's good. That's good to know.
Yeah.
All right. I got two really quick questions.
Okay.
And then we're out of here.
Okay.
The first question is, because I've been meaning to ask you this for a minute. Like, obviously, you've like played in multiple genres, like sports, like, you know, drama, superhero, now horror. I heard someone ask you if you was gonna do a musical, and I was, you know, I was gonna ask him that, but like whatever. I'm like, I could see you and BJ and like Kendrick Lamar getting together and doing something like that. Like that would be rad. But since somebody already asked you, I'm gonna ask you this because I know that Mike is a fan. I know you're a fan. What do you think about doing an animated film, but like anime? Like,
man, like I hope to live a long time and do a lot of really cool stuff in different genres. Like so just full disclosure, bro. Like I'm not the anime guy. That Mike is, that you are. You know, and my knowledge of that space kind of begins and ends with Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
You know, Yeah, that's my get down, bro.
Yeah.
Like I watched One Piece a little bit.
Hey.
Right. Yeah. So when I seen her handle the Straw Hat, I was like, okay, I know that's I know what that is.
Yes, sir.
But I'm not deep in there. And Mike's way.
Yeah, he's in there.
Mike's way in there. He goes to Japan. You know, once every couple years and got contacts out there. I'm not that guy.
But that's what I like. I had a feeling I had a feeling you were like not like deep into it, but like I'm like
I respect it.
Yeah, I feel like talented filmmakers kind of like find a way. Like Brad Bird, what he did with like The Incredibles, and then he went on and did Mission Impossible. You know what I'm saying?
I love animated cinema.
You know what I'm saying?
God willing, I get to make an animated film.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm all over that.
And I think you can do it, bro.
Front,
I get you, for sure.
Like that world is so deep, especially like the black fan.
Yeah.
And that world, it's such a like. I'm more likely to do a documentary on y'all.
Okay.
No, for real.
Yo, if you ever want to interview me for that, bro.
I just know how deep it is. But like at the same time, bro, like there was a time in my life when Dragon Ball Z was everything.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was
like the entry for like a lot of people.
Yeah, that was the one for me. Like in kind of in many ways still. It's still something I think about.
Right.
You know
It's that impactful, bro. It's that influential.
Yeah.
But you know what I say?
Yeah.
Well, the reason why I say this is because like I've seen you nerd out over a lot of different things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I could see you going like, all right, I feel like doing this. And then like literally like going off for a month to watch like a bunch of different anime. I could see that for you. And I could see like, even if you don't do that, I could see like Mike being like, I got you, bro.
One of my storyboard artists and he's a close friend of mine. We've been working on a comic book together for years, bro. A guy named Andrew Huerta.
Okay.
Who I'm gonna see tomorrow at the LA screening.
Okay.
He did some storyboards on this movie, and he would send me Demon Slayer.
Okay.
He got me to watch I watched the first 3-4 episodes of that. And he would send me the clips of the fights.
Bro, it's insane.
I was like, bro, when do I get to this? He's like, oh, yeah, episode so I'm like, shit, bro. My life is.
Yeah, I know. It's
like,
packed,
the
bro.
game,
Wall
bro.
to wall,
Like,
I know,
like,
bro.
But bro, like animated movies, bro.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, that's my shit.
And like animated TV show, like, bro,
man,
like bro, that shit is my. Like this, you ever seen this movie Puss in Boots: The Last Wish?
Yes, bro.
So all right.
Listen,
so I'll talk about influences on this movie.
Okay.
Right on this movie right here, Sinners.
Okay.
That's a massive one. That
Puss in Boots?
Yeah.
On Sinners?
Think about the villain.
Death.
Think about his defining feature.
Oh, the eyes.
Yes.
Oh my god, bro.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Think about his demeanor.
Are you
like how calm he is and like all that like that was, I sent that to Jack. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Wagner Morning. Yeah. So like I pulled from I pulled from like my top board artist, bro.
Yeah.
My fucking guy.
Yeah.
Dude named Louis Gonzalez worked at Pixar for Louis might have been at Pixar for almost 20 years.
Okay.
He a LA dude, but he moved up. He's been in the Bay so long that he basically like both a Bay dude and an LA dude.
Right.
But his first movie, he went to Pixar with Brad Bird.
Yeah.
Like, he boarded the Iron Giant.
Brad Bird. Oh, I love.
You know what I'm saying?
Too.
Like he boarded that.
Yeah.
So he boarded all the Incredibles. He boarded for me on Wakanda Forever. Did some concept for me on the first Panther. Boarded a good 75-80% of the Sinners.
Right.
But like, yeah, bro, like I like that format. I'm it's gonna happen sooner than people might think.
Hey, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, bro. I hope to see that happen, man.
Yeah.
Like I know you could do it, and like animation is such a medium, and I'm a big animation guy. So like the minute I hear that you're doing something like that, I'm hollering.
Yeah, right on, bro.
Like whatever you need me to do, I'm there, bro.
Right on, Juju.
Okay, last question is a super quick one, super easy one.
Yeah.
Are we friends? Like, are we actually friends now?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I feel like we're cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to jinx nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to know real quick.
Yeah, no, that's
I just wanted that on camera. Yeah. You know, people get that, bro. I'm telling you, man, because like,
bro.
I posted that video of us just chilling at IMAX, man. And like, I feel like ever since we met, we just always had like a cool vibe. Like, we have you from the Bay, I'm from Compton.
Yeah.
And so like,
Absolutely,
people were like in my comments like, are y'all friends? And I was like, I don't know how to answer that, bro. Like, I don't want to say yes and he don't think so.
I mean, yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
You gotta keep the industry. What you call it, bro? You gotta keep enough plausible deniability. If I make something garbage,
you know what I'm saying? No,
call it out. You gotta be able to call it out.
Hey, that's the homie.
You gotta be able to call it out still, bro.
I got you.
They gonna say you corrupted. You know what I mean?
No, I got you. I got you.
The professional distance.
Absolutely. There we go.
No, absolutely, bro.
Hey, but I will let you know though.
I'm proud of all that you're doing, bro. For real.
Shoot, bro, I'm proud of you. Real talk. Like, listen, like genuinely speaking, like hand to God, like I've already been telling people this is my favorite film of the year so far.
Damn,
like real talk, bro. I wanted you to know that.
Right on, bro.
Like the way we talking about it, bro. I'm hoping you could tell. Like I want, like when this video hits wide, I'm gonna break this shit down. Like I'm talking like we making video after video after video, bro.
I love it, man. Like it's y'all's now. Whatever. We got the. I mean, I love this movie. We got to own it for a little more than a year, and in some ways I've been trying to make this thing forever. Yeah. You know, like But I mean that's the gift and the curse of this game. Now I belong to y'all.
Yeah,
y'all do what y'all want. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna run with it.
Right
bro.
on.
Like I got you, man.
Right on,
I got you.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate you too, man. Thank you so much for coming on the pod.
All
right, guys. If you want to catch more of this video, make sure you hit it up on Substack for the full video. We'll be dropping clips on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram Reels. I'm sitting here with Ryan Coogler. I'm Straw Hat Goofy, aka Juju Green, your boy, your movie guy, and make sure you catch us next time when we talk about the next movie.